What is up, guys? Jack here, and today at work, when I was having my break, I decided to do something a little bit different because I am trying as much as possible to stay away from mobile devices. It takes a lot of our time to just constantly checking your phone for updates and notifications. So I did the next best thing that you can do. I picked up a goddamn newspaper. And in that, I stumbled on an article that was not quite, I won't say, the word controversial isn't the right word. It was straight up stupid. Because this was an article about a journalist called Trish Regan, who was talking about Denmark, the country where I live currently. And man, just reading it was kind of a pain. And I read it, and it stated, of course, Fox News. And immediately my brain kind of went full Ashley.
Yeah, boy.
So first, cue the intro.
Why don't you just chill? Just chill out.
So guys, my name is Jack, and I've been living in Denmark for 12 years. And I came here before I was a teenager, so I've kind of grew up with the Danish culture. I learned speaking Danish within a year that I arrived here. Pretty quick, you know, your brain is kind of super quick, and it is something that's fun because a lot of time people say that the Danish is one of the most difficult languages to master. I'll say maybe to write, but speaking it, at least for me, made a lot more sense. But here's the thing, I'm of Cameroonian descent, meaning that I don't have any blood ties to Denmark at all.
No way!
But there comes a point in one's life that sometimes when you assimilate a culture so much, you start to feel a feeling of patriotism, bound to a country. Seriously, reading this article kind of hit me right in the Gefühl, and I know this is German, but oh my god, the cringe! Fox News has no idea of fact. And it is something that is, of course, recurring all the time, and it pisses me off. So, let's kind of listen to what she has to say.
When they talk about socialism, they say, how can you possibly talk about Venezuela? We're talking about Denmark. But you know what? As Shakespeare said, there's something rotten in Denmark. Because they're heavily in debt, but as of 2013, only 3 of the country's 98 municipalities actually had more than half the population working.
Oh, for helvede, Fox News. Nu går vi igen. Hello, young man. Have you ever heard of iron, bauxite, or diamond, or maybe natural gases?
No, sir.
Oh, excuse me, I saw your brown skin. I thought you were from Venezuela. But anyway, have you ever wanted to go to a farm in Jutland? I don't know. Do you like adventures? I love adventures. Oh, you love this one. And by the way, what did your parents tell you about talking to strangers? I need an adult? I am an adult. Okay, that might have gotten a bit out of hand, but the point is here that the goddamn study included kids and senior citizens. And by the way, it is a study from 2013. What the hell are they thinking? Do you calling yourself in news? Okay, I get the point of fishing old stuff. That's what they're doing right now with all the Trump hate and all that. I don't agree with the man, I'm just stating facts out. But, oh my god, you don't put children at work at that age. Even here, people actually get to work a bit early. At the age of 12 already, I started at the age of 12. I was distributing papers for the local journal. And I know some places like Spain, for example, where kids are not allowed to work till the age of 15 or 16, I believe. Oh, and by the way, Trish, percentage-wise, we, should I maybe put it in Trump way? Bing, 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 bong, better than you.
Denmark too, folks, because Denmark's freebies, well, they're anything but free. Let's talk about this because we're talking about a tax rate, a federal tax rate of 56%. In other words, everyone in Denmark is working for the government. But you see, not only is school free, they actually pay you. Basically $990 a month to go to school, not bad.
Oh, and here comes the argument of free. Well, Trish, nothing is free. Unfortunately, nothing in this world is free. Well, you might go outside and wait for a downpour to hit you with rain and get a shower. No, that's a terrible example. Every time you get something, you have to give something in return.
It is impossible to create something out of nothing. If one wishes to obtain something, something of equal value must be given. This is the law of equivalent exchange.
It is not quite the law of equivalent exchange, but it's more something akin to trying to apply the law of conservation of energy in a non-isolated system. Shut up, nerd. Energy can neither be created or destroyed, it's just converted into something else. And it is the same that happens with our healthcare, our education. We get that paid through our taxes.
Wait a minute.
Whoa, the word taxes. Oh no, this is something that will make any Republican shit their pants. Pardonnez mon français. But no, we pay high taxes, at least compared to you. And I get to that a bit later because this is one of her arguments as well.
When he graduates from school, they just stay in school longer and longer and longer. I mean, what's supposed to take you 5 years is taking everyone 6+.
But when it comes to education, I suppose that she's talking about what happens after high school. Well, here's the thing. Depending on what direction that you want to go with your education, you can take different routes. You can get what's called erhvervsuddannelse, and that is pretty much just a working force degree, something that would get you directly into the working force after 2.5 years. That goes pretty quickly. But academically, what a lot of people prefer to do is go to university for a longer period of time, for about 5 years. Example for myself, because I can really only talk about what I've experienced myself. I studied physics and nanotechnology, and that takes about 3 years to get my bachelor degree, and from there on I have 2 more years to get specialized in a certain field. And yes, when we reach the age of 18, we get paid by the government. Because do you remember when you used to be the future? When people believed in you and shit? Yeah, that's kind of what our government does for us here. They've realized that it might be a good idea to invest in our youth. We believe that once we are here, we can't stop having the goddamn argument of millennials versus Z whatever generation of bullshit that constantly leaving shit from previous generation and complaining all the time. We don't want that. We want everybody to have a solid build knowledge into them and being able to fare well once they're done with their education. That is sound logic. Ooh, and by the way, that number of $999 is actually $930, which you actually pay taxes from. So the number actually gets less. And you know what? This is something that makes the system so very, very beautiful. Because I know a lot of immigrant children out there whose parents do not have the means to feed them properly every day, to dress them properly every day. So imagine these same people being in the US, where appliances into a school requires you to have a crap ton of moolah. You won't get anywhere. This school is supposed to be based upon your skills, not your resources, how much goddamn dime you have in your pockets. So yeah, basically, if you have good grades, you can get anywhere.
There costs 25% more. Or gosh, I mean, take a look at cars. They have a 180% tax on cars. You pay more in taxes than you do on the actual car.
Okay. When it comes to the argument about the cars, this is something that I actually kind of have to give her, but her numbers are way too overblown. So, as I grew up in my parents' household, we were considered pretty much a middle-class family, and both my parents had cars. My dad had a slightly more expensive car, while my mom had a cheaper version. So there are basically 2 tax brackets, a 150 for the conglomerate expensive cars and a 85 for the, well, cheaper ones. And here's the thing, in reality we would not need to have all these crazy cars rolling around at all, because we are very much like the Netherlands, a bike riding nation. But the thing is that a lot of people are gravitating a lot more into owning a car because of our goddamn dense public transportation, which we, by the way, also pay to taxes. And it works sometimes, but sometimes it doesn't. I too have huge dreams of buying an expensive car in the future, but here's the thing, in Denmark you can't even use that expensive car for anything. First of all, you can't even drive that fast here. Like, why would you even need a freaking sports car that... See, they are beautiful though.
Reality of socialism. As one person who studied Denmark said, nowadays all the kids graduating from school in Denmark, they want to start cupcake cafes.
Cupcakes. What do you have against cupcakes? Are cupcakes now a symbol for socialism? Is this something that I don't know? Hey, I need some information here, come on! It's incredible to see that news in some places have gotten to a point where they are so devoid of the use of fact. It's very, very interesting and sad. Look, I'm not saying that Denmark is perfect. We have our deficiencies. We have our struggles in our everyday life. Damn public transportation! How am I supposed to be riding on my expensive bike when I can't even ride on a road without holes? We tend to be very demanding. Yet, this is a country where you can straight up walk to a cop, ask for a selfie, and you'll get it. The other day, I ended up in a bike accident. I went to my doctor. She looked at my arm, I got a freaking scan, and she said that beside minor bruises, you can probably see that on my finger there, nothing bad happened. And what did she charge me? Nothing at all. This is a country where, regardless of your social standing, if you fall flat on your ass, the government will help you. Sure, we also have social issues, we also have racial tension, but none of the things that we face here are ever comparable to neither you or goddamn Venezuela. So Trish, I feel very sorry for you, due to the fact that a simple Google search can actually disprove every single statement that you have, especially when you come from such a major news channel as Fox News. Please, check your facts. Well guys, this has kind of been a quick video that I want to make in order to kind of get this out of my head. Sometimes where I get some information that just kind of bothers my mind, I just have to get it out there. And I found out that sharing it out with people, having a little bit of discussions about it, make me cope a bit better, or at least deal with it a bit better. So, if you kind of like this type of content, please let me know in the comment section below. If you like the video, give it a like. If you dislike it, give it a dislike. I like some fair criticism. And yeah, if you kind of want to see more of my content, hit that subscribe button, and I see you guys next time.
Talking is over. Talking is over. Talking is over.
I'm worried about you.
Why?
You're so different than you used to be.